as you know, it's been a rough winter around this country. This storm that blanketed the East Coast a couple weeks ago shut down a 50-mile stretch of I-95 in Virginia, stranding thousands of drivers, some for nearly 2 days. We want to give a big thank you to our friends at NBC4 Washington for this footage. But in all that mess and confusion, there are countless stories of people being awesome, and this is just one of them. Please welcome Casey and John, a couple from Maryland, along with Ron, a truck driver. All three were stranded on I-95, but thanks to their humanity, they fed hundreds of hungry people, and we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so first, Casey and John, where were you guys first headed? How did you get stuck?
Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much for having us on. We were driving from Maryland down to North Carolina. We're newlyweds, and John is in the Air Force, and we actually just found out that we are moving from Dover, Delaware, all the way to Ramstein, Germany. We're in the airport right now. Thank you so much to the USO. But we were headed down to say goodbye to his family before we left.
Yeah, so we left Monday morning. We got up that morning and it already started snowing, so we kind of just skipped breakfast and decided to get on the road. And we're just hoping to get past the storm and get some food later. We quickly learned that would not be the case. It took us about 6 hours to get south of DC, which is normally about an hour and a half drive. And then probably like 8 or 9 hours into the drive, we came to a stop around Quantico.
Yeah, it was about 8 p.m. when we finally stopped moving.
Wow. And Ron, you were also headed to Maryland, right?
Yes, I had left Maryland at 9 a.m., headed to Norfolk, Virginia. And a trip that takes usually 4 hours, 4.5 hours to get there ended up taking 36 hours. As myself, I didn't have nothing to eat that morning either. I was going to stop on the way down.
Yeah.
I usually don't drive in the snow. My wife mentioned that to me, but I told her I felt peace, so I headed on out.
What was it like, you guys? I mean, were you scared? Like, let's say 2 days possibly in your car. I mean, I know there's a bunch of people around, but it's so cold. It had to be rough, like just sitting there in your car.
Originally, we were really frustrated and anxious, but I know we tried to find humor somewhere in there. I was actually playing rock, paper, scissors with the cars around us at one point. But it got surreal when, it got surreal when we saw like abandoned cars, people walking to look for help. People were very upset, but we were so hungry. That's all I remember, was being so starving the entire time. Normally, I would have like my own car. We were in a rental car, but normally there'd be a French fry under the seat. There wasn't. There was no water.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ron, you must have been second guessing that whole, like, usually I don't like to drive in winter circumstances at this point.
Yes. It was kind of eerie at first because it got real quiet. I mean, real quiet out there. You can hear a pin drop. And so I immediately got in the back, prayed some more was something I can do to help. And next thing you know, here we are. An hour went past, 2 hours went past, 3 hours went past, and next thing you know, it's daylight. And we're getting texts on our phones stating that help is on the way, but help never came.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary. Well, thousands of drivers were stranded overnight in frigid temperatures with no sign of help, like Ron was saying. Casey, fortunately, you all made it through the night. So when did you meet Ron?
Yeah, so when the sun rose, it had been about 37 hours to that point since we were last eating, and we were starving. And I had seen the Schmidt Baking Company truck ahead of us. And John actually made a joke to me about how nice it would be just to have even a loaf of bread at that point of time. And I kind of hit me that maybe there might be bread on that truck. Yeah, I saw it was a Schmidt Bread Baking Company truck, and I just called the customer service line, and my mom did as well. She was so worried about us. And about 20 minutes later, we got a call back from Chuck, and he was absolutely incredible, just the kindest man in the entire world. And he told me to give the phone to Ron, or the truck driver. He didn't know who it was, but give the phone to the truck driver.
Well, and Ron, I mean, at first, are you like, oh, they know I have something on my truck? Like, are there people creeping up on my, like, I would have been freaking out, people walking up on my truck at that point, and I'm like, oh, it's going to get Hunger Games. I was like, because it's not yours, technically, you know, you're driving the truck. So what were you thinking at that point?
Well, I was in the back, like I said, praying, and I finally got up to the front seat, and I seen this lady walking on the ice with a cell phone in her hand, trying to hold her balance. And I'm saying, I wonder where she going. She can't go nowhere. So she comes to my door and she stops. So I rolled the window down thinking she needs some assistance. She said, I'm talking to Chuck from Schmidt Bakery. He would like to talk to you. So she handed me the phone. I introduced myself, he introduced himself. He asked me if I had a problem opening up my truck, handing out bread. And I said, well, Chuck, this is an answered prayer because I was praying. What could I do to help the people? Because I was getting hungry myself. And I got out, opened up the back of my trailer. John took some. Casey took some. John went south. Casey went north. And I went all around. The cars in front of me, the trucks in front of me.
Wow.
But this one particular lady, she looked frightened. She was like scared. She said she hasn't heard from her family. Her phone was dead. And so I handed her the bread, and then I mentioned to her, too bad I don't have no fish, so I can give you some fish. You have fish and bread like in biblical days. She laughed. She was happy. We just took it from there. But I thank Casey and John for assisting me. Thank y'all. Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh. And thank you. You must have some kind of direct line. I'm going to send all my prayer requests to you, Ron. I'm like, you have a direct line to God. But how, John and Casey, how did people react when y'all started giving out bread?
Everybody that we're able to reach, we're just so thankful. Just like us, many people hadn't eaten in over 24 hours. And it definitely made us a little more thankful for our situation as we saw those around us. There was a lot of people that were either by themselves or...
Yeah, they hadn't talked to anybody in almost 24 hours. A lot of them are scared, like Ron said.
Yeah, or they were in completely packed cars with no room. Some people had animals as well as young children.
But it really just created this friendship and this community, and I don't even think we got to say goodbye at all.
No, we kind of all got off the highway quick in a hurry as soon as it became a possibility.
Yeah, but it definitely created this little community I don't think I'm going to forget anytime soon.
Well, Casey, John, and Ron did get to see each other one last time, thanks to someone we have calling in right now. Please, everybody, welcome Chuck Paterakis, one of the owners of H&S Bakery in Baltimore. Hi, Chuck.
Hello. Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
Thank you very much for having us on the show. We really appreciate it.
No, absolutely.
my
And thank
customer
you.
service-
Can I say thank you first, though? Your generosity. I mean, you helped so many people. That was so cool what you did. And I know that you don't even want me to thank you. You want to thank these three, right?
Yes, obviously, deep appreciations to them to think ahead and be proactive as they were. I remember telling Ron, give out 2 or 3 loads to every person they can give, not just one. Give it all. We had 8,000 units of bread and rolls on the truck, and I told Ron, give it all away if you had to.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. Well, Ron, I understand the governor of Maryland is honoring you all this week. So what are you taking away from this?
Redemption.
Oh, my
Redemption.
gosh.
I had a troubled past, and how it's all coming to full circle, and where it allows me to be honored. So I feel that my labor has not been in vain. Blessed to be a blessing. Thank you.
Oh, my God. Ron, I would hug you so hard. I feel like you might be a great hugger. I'm like, I can't because of like COVID and all that, but like I would risk it and not tell the lawyers. I think that you're such a peaceful guy. I'm really happy that you were there in that circumstance. I'm really happy, John and Casey, y'all were there to think of others and not just yourself. It's such a beautiful thing. And we love everything about what you guys did. So we want each of you to have something in appreciation for your kindness. We know you're a huge Baltimore Ravens fan, Ron. So thanks to the team, you're getting 4 tickets to see them next season. Yes. And Casey and John, we know that you just got married and we want you to enjoy a special honeymoon. So when you're not in Germany and serving our country, thank you for doing that. We're sending you on a 4-night trip to Hawks Cay Resort, an iconic Florida Keys destination. You'll stay in a luxurious 2-bedroom penthouse suite, enjoy dining at the resort's marina restaurant and prime chop house, and get pampered with my favorite part, a couples massage at the Calm Water Spa Lounge. How's that sound, y'all?
That's great.
No, that's so awesome. And good luck, Casey and John in Germany. Thank you so much for your service. We really do appreciate it. Ron, thank you so much for your service to humanity and just being just a total cool guy. And thank you so much, Chuck and Schmidt Bread Company. Thank y'all so much. Those people, it was perfect that that truck was there right at that time. It was a perfect place, perfect time.